Spectacular. I suggested last time that Steve Callaghan might be Family Guy's best writer. Looking back in the old episodes, I noticed a number of my favorites were either written by Callaghan and or directed by Dan Povenmire. Neither of their records are perfect. Povenmire directed Hell Comes to Quahog, but these two have helped produce many of the show's memorable early episodes. However, Povenmire was gone by the 6th season, off to create his own show for Disney, which has had a bit of success. Meanwhile, Callaghan, who was made a co-executive producer years earlier, didn't write one episode during its 7th season. This is significant to me because the 7th season might be the show's worst, containing many episodes that severely hacked off viewers like Foxy Lady, 420, Steroids, and the remaining 2 that I've got to show you. So let's get into Family Gay. We open with Lois having to instruct Peter like a little kid on how to go to the market. And then he still screws it up by traveling all the way to Louisville and buying a horse. In 6 hours' time. Because being mentally retarded means you can violate the laws of time and space.
This horse is brain damaged, that's why I got it so cheap. This horse will be a fine addition to our family. You know what? I don't want him to feel self-conscious. Everybody pee.
Brace yourselves. That's just the beginning of how sick this is going to get.
Why are there so many bottles of milk in the refrigerator?
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Everyone, some of the milk in the fridge is not milk, it's horse sperm.
Who would think that was funny? Having Peter store horse sperm in milk bottles is one thing, but to suggest that a baby might have consumed it, that is taking sick and wrong to whole new levels.
I'm gonna enter him in a Quahog Derby and he's gonna win.
At least the horse ran past the class of visiting deaf second graders. Oh no, dear God, he's going back! Oh!
My baby's dead!
It's over.
Dear God, do I wish it was, but that was just the first act. So Peter and Lois are in massive debt because of the horse's damage, and Peter disposes of its dead body by tossing it into Mort's drugstore. I'm guessing there's another anti-Semite reference in there. Meanwhile, Peter has to take a second job. Don't ask me what his first one is, I've lost count as to how many he's had, as he agrees to have medical experiments performed on him.
This is the Seth Rogen gene. It will give you the appearance of being funny even though you haven't actually done anything funny.
Really, McFarlane? You of all people are going to criticize comedians of that? But then we come to the big one.
If we're correct, we will have successfully proven that homosexuality is genetic and not a matter of choice or environment.
I'm gonna squeeze right in here if my thighs will let me.
And here we see one of the biggest problems Seth MacFarlane has with making social commentary on homosexuality. He does not know how to make a non-stereotypical gay character.
Did anybody see that absolutely fabulous piece on Fiji in yesterday's travel section?
You want an example of a non-stereotypical gay character? I give you Will Truman. Eric McCormack's character on Will and Grace is someone who, despite being gay, has established a successful career as a lawyer, but is still unlucky in love while trying to find a stable relationship. By contrast, Jack McFarland is portrayed as camp gay for comedy. His flamboyance and dislike of all things heterosexual are meant to be annoying and thus comical. By forcing both the comedy and message on one character, Family Guy is saying that yes, all gays are high-pitched, sexually deviant drama queens, but they're still just like all of us and we have to accept them. You can't make a social statement when you openly stereotype the people you're supposed to be speaking for! Gay Peter then walks out on Lois for his new gay lover, and Brian decides the only way to fix things is to take Peter to a straight camp.
Tonight, me and my friends Paulie and Maddie are going out to drink a ton of beers.
Tonight, my friends and I are going out, but we're not drinking because those are empty calories.
Well, at least they're equal opportunity, stereotyping straight men as well as gays. I don't even get what this is supposed to mean. If this episode means to support gay rights, then are we supposed to feel bad that Brian is trying to force Peter back to the sexuality that he originally had?
Peter, there's nothing I'd want more than to have you back, but your place is in Scott now. I mean, a person's sexual identity is no more a choice than the color of his skin. This is who you are. I can't change you, and it would be wrong for me to try.
A very touching, heartfelt story of sacrifice. Which is complete bull-honky because Peter wasn't born gay! Yes, the entire point of the episode was ruined from the beginning when Peter had that needle stuck in him. The whole point of claiming gays are just born that way doesn't work when you use a character that isn't naturally gay. All they're saying is that Lois has to let go of her husband and the family provider because he was stupid enough to be the Adam to this Dr. Frankenstein. This would have only worked if you tried to send such a message with another character that was actually gay from the beginning. Oh wait, you already tried that with Brian's cousin Jasper! But because you made him a stereotype, no one took it seriously and hated Jasper because he was as annoying as all get out! Final grade on delivering social commentary, McFarlane? F quintuple minus! So we finally get the Deus Ex Machina at the end that the implanted gene just wears off so we can get things back to normal and see Peter running around naked for the 500th time.
And thank God everything's back to normal.
Take back your horse!
I'm not even gonna criticize that because I feel like doing the same thing to McFarlane's house! I can't believe how much of a failure this episode is. The first act is vomit-inducing, no ipecac jokes please, and the rest of it just shows why the Family Guy staff should just stop trying to be social crusaders. It's admittedly not easy to mix satire with social comedy, and the one good thing I will say about South Park is that it often does pull it off. I just hate that it overshadows that with death and poop jokes. But Family Guy fails miserably at it. This episode did more damage to the fight for gay rights than help because it spreads their negative stereotypes and contradicts its own message. For me, this may be the worst episode ever. And yet many claim that there's one episode that's even worse than this one. So get ready for next week when we're going to look at the episode that many claim ruined the series for good and all.